Big John McCarthy recently gave his full breakdown on the much-anticipated lightweight title fight at UFC 317 between Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira. This fight became possible after Islam Makhachev officially moved up to the welterweight division, leaving the lightweight title up for grabs. And now, two of the most thrilling fighters in the game are going head-to-head for that gold. Ilia Topuria, better known as El Matador, is riding high on momentum after brutally defeating Alexander Volkanovski and then dominating Max Holloway in his title defense. Ilia has become a force to be reckoned with. The undefeated Georgian is now focused on adding lightweight gold to his record. His speed, footwork, and deadly boxing style make him one of the most dangerous fighters in the UFC. And the scary part? He's still getting better. But standing in his way is the legendary Charles Oliveira, also known as The Bronx. Charles is a former champion with an incredible list of finishes under his belt. He's unpredictable, chaotic, and a master of jiu-jitsu. Big John noted that even though Charles has had some vulnerable moments in his career, he always finds a way to turn things around. That unpredictability makes him a nightmare for anyone, including someone as sharp as Topuria.
And I'll tell you what, this is a great fight. Although Ilia is very good on the ground, I think that, he can be caught just like anybody. Charles has gotten into that, it really changed him as a fighter as far as how dangerous he became, because you could hurt him and he was going to try to hurt you back right away. He's just this guy now that you're looking. I think Topuria is a perfect blend of dangerous on the feet with power. He's not a real kicker, where Charles is very good, especially with that front push and teep kick that he throws. He uses it as a jab, and he keeps on coming back to hitting you in the solar plexus, hitting you to the sternum, all these places that he keeps on popping. It affects you. It affects your breathing rhythm. It does a lot of things to you. He uses more of the kickboxing, Muay Thai look. He brings the leg up a lot and stuff, where Topuria is more boxing centric, but he'll kick at times.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev's manager Ali Abdelaziz stirred the pot with some spicy remarks aimed at Ilia Topuria. According to him, Islam never truly intended to leave the lightweight division unless Belal Mohammed lost his welterweight belt. And now that Belal has lost it, Islam is making his move to 170. Ali revealed that if Belal had kept the welterweight title at UFC 315, Islam would have stayed at lightweight and reluctantly defended his belt against Topuria. But once Jack Della Maddalena took that title in Montreal, Islam made his move immediately, and Ali didn't hold back in shading Ilia. He said Ilia should actually thank Islam for stepping aside, because if Islam had stayed, Ilia wouldn't be anywhere near a title fight. In Ali's words, this title shot is a gift. Islam wasn't defeated, he left the belt on his own terms. 15 wins in a row, 8 finishes in his last 9 fights, and 5 title fights in just 2 years. Islam didn't just hold the lightweight division, he wiped it clean. Ali believes that Islam, now competing at welterweight with a fully healthy body and no weight cut stress, is going to destroy the division. And in his bold prediction, he'll have 2 belts over his shoulders. According to him, Islam is still the true lightweight champ. The message to Ilia: be grateful. Without Islam stepping away, Ilia wouldn't be anywhere near the top. Ali even compared this situation to Khabib walking away while still the king. Islam, he says, is doing the same, chasing greatness and legacy. Now,
if he have to fight Elliot, no problem, he's gonna fight Elliot. But when Islam go out there and finish Elliot, he was almost 4-1 underdog, a favorite, right? People are gonna say, and Elliot is a very skilled fighter. I'm not taking anything away from him. It's always, I respect him as a fighter, But if Islam go there, star shot or beat him, right? That people are gonna say he beat a 45-pounder. Honestly, the UFC was great. I was last night to the office to probably 4 in the morning, try to get stuff done. The one thing, Islam will fight this year. This is the word was given to me by Hunter, by Dana, by everybody. They always, whatever they say, they do. And he will fight someone. It can be anybody, but Jack Maddalena is the champion. Islam will fight him. But Jack is not ready. This belt will be Islam will fight for the belt. Not an intra belt, for a real UFC belt.
Now let's talk about the absolutely explosive moment that came from Khamzat Chimaev. Things got really dark ahead of his fight with Dricus Du Plessis at UFC 319 during an appearance on Adam Zubaira's Russian YouTube channel. Khamzat's emotions completely boiled over when the interviewer brought up DDP's recent trash talk, Khamzat didn't hold back at all. And it wasn't just regular fight banter, it had gotten deeply personal. The two fighters have thrown shots at each other for a long time, but one insult from DDP cut way too deep. He publicly mocked Khamzat's split lip, a childhood injury, and a visible scar on his face. What most people don't know is that Khamzat got that scar while fleeing an attack on his village. As a young boy, he fell down a staircase during the chaos. That scar is more than just a mark. It's a symbol of survival and pain. So when DDP mocked it, it wasn't just disrespectful, it was painful. And Khamzat responded in a way that shocked everyone. He didn't just clap back with words, he dropped what sounded like a legit death threat. Here's what he said: "I understand that this is a fighting sport. We punch each other in the face and bleed inside the cage, so talking action _____ is not crazy, but there has to be some professionalism. You talk too much, some bad stuff is going to happen, some very bad stuff. Somebody might die, you know. That's no longer just fight hype, that's a threat." This fight has crossed the line from sport to something deeply personal. MC 319 was already a huge card, but now their tension is unreal, and while all this chaos unfolds, Aljamain Sterling is keeping his focus on the lightweight battle between Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira, and he's putting his money on Ilia. Why? One word: chin. Sterling pointed out that Charles has a history of getting dropped. Even though he's a submission genius, he's been knocked down in 4 of his last 7 fights and has suffered 4 TKO losses. In his recent matchup with Michael Chandler at UFC 309, Charles took a lot of punishment, especially late in the fight. That's a major concern against someone like Ilia, who's now fighting at 155 pounds and says he feels even stronger. And Charles brought up a moment when Ilia was dropped by Jai Herbert but came back and knocked him out cold. That shows how dangerous Ilia is. He can take a hit and respond with pure violence. Now that Ilia's added more weight and power and kept his sharp accuracy, Aljamain thinks Charles is in big trouble. He even went as far as calling Ilia a 2-division champion already, making it clear that he has full faith in Ilia's future dominance. So what do you think? Will Ilia knock out Charles and take over the lightweight division, or will Do Bronx pull off another wild submission out of nowhere? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.